We've now wrapped up our first Elixir project, in which we generated a new project using the mix command line tool. We wrote some code, we tested it, and then we documented it. In this section, we're going to create another project, but for this project, we're going to focus a lot more on the syntax of Elixir. Unlike the last section where we spoke at great length a lot more about design patterns and design principles of Elixir. I'm pretty excited about this next project because it's going to be a fairly fun little tool, a nice little tool to have around. So let's generate a new mix project and then talk about what we're going to make. All right, so first we'll generate the mix project at the command line. I'm in my general workspace directory, and I'm going to generate my new project by using mix new, and then the project name, which is going to be Identicon, like so. So I'll generate the project, and I'm going to just change into the directory, and then I can verify that, yep, all of the project files are inside of there. Looks good. Okay, so our project is now generated. Let's take a second to talk about exactly what we're going to build. I'm going to open up my browser for a second. And I want to show you something. All right, I'm going to go to GitHub. I'm going to just assume that you're familiar with GitHub, online repository for Git packages, repos, all that kind of great stuff. I'm going to go to my profile, and you can see that I've got a profile picture over here on the left. I have a profile picture here on GitHub because I specifically uploaded one. But if you make a GitHub account and you do not upload a picture, you are assigned a default image. So I'm going to just pick out a very random profile. I'm going to go to github.com/programmer1. And when I go here, you'll see the image on the top left-hand side. This is a randomly generated image, which colloquially is called an Identicon. So this is going to be our project. We're going to write a module that will generate an Identicon image. So something that is some number of pixels across, some number of pixels down, and has some color design on it. We can go and check out a couple of other profiles here. Again, these are just random profiles where I'm assuming that they don't have an image set. So here's another Identicon. You can see that it's further randomized and it's a different color this time around. So this is the goal. This is what I want to make. Let's talk a little bit about what makes an Identicon. Like, what are the kind of standards or specifications of it? An Identicon is formed of a 5x5 grid that is 250 pixels wide, 250 pixels tall, and each square in this grid is 50 by 50 pixels. So our goal is going to be to generate an image and somehow generate a grid of 5x5 rectangles on there that are colored some just like random color, more or less. One thing that's very important to note about the Identicon is that it's always mirrored about the center vertical axis. And this is going to be something that is extremely important for how we end up generating our Identicon. So you'll notice that about the center axis, it's always identical on the left and right hand sides. It's like kind of folded over. And if we go and look at the two Identicons that we just saw, that's true of both of them. So symmetric about the center and symmetric about the center. Okay, so with this knowledge of the kind of specifications of an Identicon, let's continue the next section and start planning out our app.